Okay, so in this session we're going to try and set up some flight modes, do a little bit of fine tuning as well. First bit of fine tuning we're going to do is really all about the sensitivity. The quad flies quite well in manual, but it is very, very twitchy on the controls at the moment. The controls are a bit too sensitive. So we change that by, you can see this rate and expo here. We can change these values. Rate was at 0.9. And that was really quite sensitive. And you can see here I've actually put it down to 0.3. Now 0.3 is very, very low indeed. If you've had some experience with flying helicopters or quads before, you'd probably be happier around 0.5, 0.6. But if this is your first quad and you've not flown helicopters before, I'd suggest you take the rate right down like that to about 0.3 till you get the feel for it. There's also the expo setting there. It works just like expo on your transmitter. I think that was set at 0.6 eventually. Excuse me. Personally, I don't like expo on quads. I don't think it helps. So I've turned that right down to about 0.1 there. To alter these figures, it's very easy. You just put your mouse over the figure. You left click your mouse and stroke left to make the figure go down and stroke right to make the figure go up. So that's quite easy to do. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up some of these flight modes here, which are listed here. There's arm, angle, horizon, baro and mag. They're the ones available to us at the moment because we haven't fitted the GPS yet. Go through them very quickly. Arm we've actually spoken about. Just put arms the speed controllers on the quad. You can actually put that to a switch if you want to, using the same method as I'm going to show you now for selecting a flight selecting a flight mode. But I prefer to have my arm actually on the stick, you know, when I put the stick in the bottom right hand corner to arm it. That's what I'm used to. It's easy to explain what baro and mag do first. I'll do those first. Baro flight mode, the quad will attempt to hold the same altitude. So if you don't move the throttle, the quad will attempt to stay at the altitude it is now. It's using the barometer in order to do that, and of course the PID settings that we set up. Mag, which is the bottom one there, if we arm that one, what will happen is that the quad will attempt to hold the same magnetic heading. So unless you put yaw in one way or the other, it will attempt to stay pointed in the same direction. Again, that's going to be governed by our PID values over there. Angle is what people like DJI call ATTI mode, or attitude hold. So in this mode, the quad will, if you centralize the sticks, the quad will attempt to level itself, and it will stay level using the controller parameters we've put in as best it can under the circumstances. I haven't flown this yet. I'm going to set it up so I can fly it now, but usually in angle mode there's an angle limitation on how far you can tilt the quad. It's usually about 30 to 35 degrees. This obviously cramps your style a little bit, but it's quite good if you're new to quads because it really tames the quad quite a bit. It means it won't go upside down for you or anything like that. And if you centralize the sticks, as I say, the quad will automatically level. Horizon is an attempt to give you that security but with a bit more freedom, from what I can understand from reading the documentation. It's still self-leveling, so if you center the sticks, the quad will still self-level, but there's no angle limitation in place, which means you can still do aerobatic maneuvers like flips and things like this with horizon on, but that if you get into a bit of a panic and you become disorientated, you can just centralize the sticks and the quad will automatically level. Note in both these modes, angle and horizon, the quad will level, but that doesn't mean to say it'll stop moving sideways. There's no GPS present, so there's nothing to stop the quad from drifting, for example, with the wind, or just because it's got some momentum that happens to have it moving sideways. You've got to fly it still, but at least it will level for you automatically, which is quite nice. Now the way we activate these, you can see these four columns here labelled OGS1, OGS2, OGS3 and OGS4. We basically make a connection using an ordinary servo lead between a spare channel on our receiver, I'm going to be using channel 5, and the OGS1 or aux2 or aux3, aux4 pins on the board, on the flight. So we basically put another link in between the receiver and the flight controller board. And underneath each of these, you see there are 3 squares labelled low, medium and high. So that really governs what's going to be turned on when the switch that is controlling that channel on your receiver is in the first position, the middle position or the bottom position. So you're going to have to program your transmitter so that it will give out a low, medium and high signal depending on the position of the switch that you nominate to use. Now I'm using switch A on my Taranis in this, and I've got it set up to give me 3 values of the lowest output minus 100, the middle output which is 0 and the highest output which is plus 100, depending on the position of the switch. And all I have to do to link that to the controls here is to select the boxes I want. So in the low position I don't actually want anything to come on, I just want the default acro mode, which is, you know, complete manual flight. With the switch in the middle position, I'm going to turn angle on. So that's my sort of position for angle. So if I move that switch, I'll get self-leveling when I centralize the sticks. And in the high position, I'm going to go really bananas. I'm going to put horizon on. If I can just get that to click for me. There we are. I'm going to put the baro hold on, so I've got altitude hold, and I'm going to put magazine. That's my Taranis telling me that it's bored. I'm going to put the mag hold on as well. Oh, stop you doing that. There we go. So just to summarise there, switch in the low position, nothing's on. Switch in the middle position, angle hold alone will be on. Switch in the top position, horizon hold, baro and mag hold will be on. And when you've got all that set up, don't forget you have to write it, the right entry down here, to the board. So there it goes, being written to the board. So if we now connect up the quad, which will just take me a moment. Hang on, I'll get my transmitter's already turned on, so I'll just turn the quad on. There's the ESC's initializing. Just putting a hand on the top just to keep it nice and safe because the props are on it. Switch is in the top position, nothing on. If I now move the switch to the middle position,
angle mode.
You see Taranis tells me that we've got angle mode, and you can see the angle mode lights up green there. If I put the switch in the bottom position, Taranis tells me stable mode, and you see the bottom group of 3 all lights up green. So I've got stable mode, and I can switch
angle mode, acro mode.
I'm calling that first mode when nothing's on acro mode, acrobatic mode. So I've got acro mode,
angle mode, acro mode, angle mode, stable mode, angle mode, acro mode, angle mode, stable mode, angle mode, acro mode.
There we go, and you see everything's really, really good. And you can actually monitor the aux1 channel there, on that bar there. You can see that as I switch between them, the bar moves. So I know that everything's working exactly as I want it to work. Well, time to give that a test flight, I think.